what is needed for humanity is clarity of perception. Where clarity is missing, people try to substitute confidence for clarity. Confidence without clarity is a disastrous thing. Suppose you want to cross the street. If your vision is clear, you see things clearly and cross. But if you're very confident, there are a lot of people on the street who are very confident, they simply cross. They're surviving because of… by sheer chance or because of the compassion of the drivers. So what we need in the world is not confidence, we need clarity. This is one thing that our education systems have completely failed to address, how to enhance human perception. Because only what you perceive you know, rest…
Let's take some examples.
Is this an old man or a young princess? Is this me or you? Just like these illusions, we are surrounded by many illusions. But how do we perceive everything? It's simple. We select the information which we want to see and start thinking that this is the only way the things are. But there is always something we left, like in this picture. Are you able to see the lady with a baby and an old man? But what are the factors that influence our perceptions?
Personal characteristics that affect perception include a person's attitudes, personality, motives, interests, past experiences, and expectations.
Okay, what you see in this? If good first, that means you always try to see things positively. If evil first, then you're more interested in doing something evil. Like, when you see this. Few will say it's half filled. And few will interpret the same as half empty. This is because of our intentions and interest. Sometimes we perceive things because of its background and size.
In simple words, perception is our interpretation of how we see the world around us and how we experience it. In many cases, the same thing will be perceived differently by two people.
Thus everyone's perception is different. Perception is how each of us defines our reality. Our perception begins with us and ends with us. Everybody and everything else is peripheral to our universe and our reality. Two individuals have different perceptions of the same event. This is because each of us use our own expectations in judgment. Different people may form different impressions of the same person performing the same behavior. As we can see in most of the family, same action of mother is perceived differently by her son and daughter-in-law. This stereotyping is one of the major cause behind conflict in many families.
तो चारों बहनों में सबसे खूबसूरत है। इसकी तो मुझे चिंता ही नहीं। किराने की दुकान चलाता हूँ तो क्या हुआ? इसकी शादी बड़ी धूमधाम से करूँगा। राजकुमार ढूंढ के लाऊंगा। लिया? 10वीं, 12वीं, ग्रेजुएशन, सब में फर्स्ट क्लास पास हुई थी मैं। पर तुमने क्या किया माँ? बाबा के कान भर भर के। बड़ी बेटी को ही घर में बिठा के रखोगे तो बाकियों को कौन ब्याहेगा? जल्दी जल्दी में जो मिला उससे कर दी मेरी शादी।
रूबी, तेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया। इन सब बड़ी बड़ी बातों में कुछ नहीं रखा है। लगभग हर औरत इसी तरह की जिंदगी जीती है। अरे मैंने भी उसी तरह की जिंदगी जी है।
ही नहीं है कि आखिर हमें जिंदगी से चाहिए क्या?
और जब तक हम समझ पाते हैं ना, तब तक हम बहुत कुछ खो चुके होते हैं।
तुम्हें क्या लगता है माँ, ये सब कुछ जो कुछ भी हुआ मेरे साथ, इसके लिए सिर्फ मैं कसूरवार हूँ? आप लोग भी उतने ही कसूरवार हैं जितनी कि मैं।
हम लोग ने क्या कर दिया?
गलत परवरिश माँ, गलत परवरिश ही तो है जिसकी वजह से बच्चे गलत सलत ख्वाब देख लेते हैं जो कभी पूरे नहीं हो सकते।
In law to behave as if she is our own mother, actually it is not Vedic, because the relations are different, and if we maintain those relations, if we just water those relations in a positive way, that is also a different scenario of synergism. Why mother-in-law treats daughter-in-law and daughter differently?
बहुत अच्छा किया तूने रूबी, जिंदगी की उन दुर्घटनाओं को जो आपके जीवन की खुशी, आपका सारा सुकून छीन ले, उन्हें भूल कर आगे बढ़ना ही समझदारी है। हम सब जीवन में कुछ ना कुछ पागलपन करना चाहते हैं, और सच कहूं
is a
तो
mama's boy.
शायद कभी
So
कभी पागल
I received this problem from a 25-year-old female. Let me first read this out word for word. I fought with my husband. My husband is a mom's boy.
When there is incorrect understanding or abnormal interpretation of a perceptual experience made, it is called perceptual distortion. Personality, mental set, attribution, halo effect, stereotype, first impression, etc. can be the stimuli for perceptual distortion.
Bias. Halo effect is the tendency for positive impressions of a person, company, brand or product in one area, to positively influence one's opinion or feelings in other areas. Simplified example of the halo effect is when an individual notices that the person in the photograph is attractive, well-groomed, and properly attired, assumes that the person in the photo that we have them, and by updating our current beliefs. Next one is availability heuristic bias. It is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information that confirms or supports one's prior personal beliefs or values. Humans don't like to change their opinions. Rethinking our beliefs once there's a systematic pattern of deviation from rationality in judgment. Cognitive biases may sometimes lead to perceptual distortion, inaccurate judgment, illogical interpretation, or what is broadly called irrationality.
Great leaders of family, society or country always make changes as and when they are needed in order to best serve the aims of grabbing common perception from different many individuals. To be great leader of your regime, it is very important to manage perception and perception distortion. To manage perception, do increase your own awareness, be aware of the effect you have on others. Learn to interpret other people's verbal and nonverbal signals, know the effect that stress has on you and how this looks to others, be visible at strategic moments, encourage feedback from people you value without making unreasonable demands.
The thinker tries to do this by means of thought because his greatest reliance is on thought. The bhakta tries to do it through the emotion, but the yogi tries to do it just by handling vital energy. So this is a sambhavana, ये एक possibility है हमारे life में कि you can augment awareness and enhance your levels of awareness through all these processes.
Knowing yourself accurately, emphasize with others, have a positive attitude. Postpone impression formation, communicate openly, evaluate, and compare other perceptions with yours is important for reducing perception errors.
I want happiness. I'm on the path to getting happiness. I like myself. Other people like me. I'm having a good day. having a good day.
Accurate self-perception is a necessary component to be a good leader. To bring improvement in oneself, it is important to realize wrongness in old way of doing things. One of the reasons bringing change in oneself is so hard is that it implies something was significantly wrong with their old way of doing things, and as we all know, no one likes being wrong. If you can take some of the sting out of the implicit criticism in change, you make improving things easier.
Thanks for watching.